Hey guys, my name is Glenn. I got my real estate license in 1998 and I've been doing real estate ever since. So in this video, I'm going to tell you one of the best ways to close a deal. Again, I've been doing real estate for 20 years. I've closed hundreds, probably 1,000 deals, counting renewals that I've done on the landlord side. I've had some years that I've done 70 transactions in a year. So what I wanted to tell you about in this building is, in this video, how to close a deal. So best way I think to close a deal that's fair for everybody is to have an in-person meeting. So that's what we just had. We had a deal that was going a little sideways between both brokers and the landlord. So we just had a meeting in the landlord's office, bumpy road here, and we were able to work it all out. So a lot of times the message isn't delivered. It's like playing the game telephone where one person talks to the other person, and by the time it gets to the person on the other end, the story is totally different. So a lot of times you're talking to your client's relaying info to you, you're relaying it back to the other broker who's relaying it back to the landlord, and then next thing you know, you get to an impasse and nobody can work anything out. So a lot of times it's best to sit in the room. Sometimes it's best for the brokers to do it without the clients actually there and can hammer out a deal that's good for all of us. So we spent about an hour talking, and some of it was shooting the breeze, but when you get to meet each other, and real estate's a small business, so you get to speed bumps there. A lot of times you get to know all the landlords, they get to know you, and typically, I hear this all the time when landlords know that I'm involved in a deal, they go, oh, well, it'll be a good, easy deal because Glenn's involved and he's reasonable. Some people just aren't reasonable. So, you have to do what's best for your client. But if it's not a decent deal for the landlord, he's not going to sign off on it either. And that's, I think, the mistake is a lot of brokers promise the moon to their clients and there's no way they can ever deliver. And the only thing you get out of that is an angry client because you told him you would get him this, this, and this, and then of course you couldn't. So I always think the best way, I'm old school, the best way to get a deal done is to meet with those decision makers in person, and lay your cards on the table, lay theirs, and typically putting the heads together, especially everybody's a professional, is can put their heads together to get a deal done. Especially if they're willing to come certainly and meet with you, then they definitely want to get a deal done because they wouldn't travel all the way to your office if they didn't want to do that. So the power in the negotiation is always going to be in whoever's office you're going to. So obviously the landlord wants you to come to their office because it's easier. They're going to negotiate from a position of strength doing that way. But, you want to do a fair deal for your client. And by doing it in person, the landlord gets to see you and gets to know about your client, answers their question. If they know your client, has good credit and they're going to pay their rent, there's a real good chance, they're going to want to do this deal. So that's my advice for you. If you're new in real estate or ever thinking about getting in real estate, and you have a deal that's a problem, meet with everybody in person, and I think that's a great way to brainstorm and work it out. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and check out my card channel, Glenn's Car Collection. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.